Man, what a game, man. What a game. I and look, obviously people are going to be saying it's Monday morning quarterbacking or Sunday night quarterbacking. And I get that. I do, right? But honest to God, right? And this is not just me talking. It's honestly. I mean, I didn't think it was likely to happen or anything like that, but I felt like a comeback was very possible because people kept looking at the score, at the possessions, and in all reality, the Patriots were really never out of the game. Right. So let me explain why. And yes, we're going to use hindsight because hindsight's 2020. Or even right, both teams 0-0. Everything in Atlanta did came off of a fumble, a pick six, all right, and long drive. In fairness, and I believe in that long drive was the only drive where they converted in a third down. I believe, right? Credit to them, but almost everything they did was in a short span of time in the second quarter. They scored off of a fumble out of a pick six, and they had very good field position because of the failed onside kick in the third, right? Did I see the explosive Atlanta offense that we saw against Green Bay and against the Seahawks or throughout the season, right? I also knew watching Atlanta several times this year, teams made comebacks against them. Now, in many cases, they ultimately won these games, right? But many times they were in shootouts, and I just knew I never felt comfortable. And I'm saying this from someone who wanted the Patriots to lose, by the way. But with them sitting at 28 points, did I think they're likely going to win? Yeah. But with them there, no. And when I saw people on Facebook calling the game, and like I get it, right? Yeah, some dudes, man. Look, don't take the videos down, man. All right, just don't. Come on, you gotta live with it. But some dudes came out here, man. We're congratulating the Falcons and shit. Insane, right? Now, why did I think it was possible? Number one, right? The Patriots were able to score a field goal before the half. That's number one. So it was 21-3. And I thought to myself, okay, they have to stop the Falcons in their first drive in the third. And they did. So I thought, okay. The Patriots then scored a touchdown. And out of all the things that were going wrong, they missed a fucking extra point. Okay. 9-21. It's looking interesting. They tried the onside kick. I mean, way too early to do an onside kick. I mean, that was ridiculous, right? And all they did was allow Atlanta, third quarter, dude, 21-9, you're not that behind, right? So the onside kick was stupid to me. And all it did is give Atlanta an opportunity to do something they weren't doing. I just, like, the way they stopped them on their first drive, I thought, okay, hey, you just got a touchdown. Fine, you missed the extra point. Just stop them again. You're going to get the ball back. When Atlanta was not converting on third downs, right? Fair enough. Atlanta scores. At that point, everybody said it's over, right? But it all happened so fast, though. If you look at the end of the game statistics, possession, over 40 minutes for the Patriots, just over 23 minutes. Right? Special teams was really a non-factor. Both teams played it very conservatively on special teams, right? So special teams, non-factor. There was like no big plays on special teams. The punters did a good job, and all that. If anything, point was a big factor or whatever. But when I saw 9-28, I said to myself, only a three-possession game. We're just calling the game, and I think the fact that Atlanta had a lead made people believe that Atlanta was just outplaying the Patriots. Right? It was by Brady, the pick six, the fumble, right? And people have amnesia or something, moving the ball, right? That's all they were doing. Matt Ryan and his offense were off the field for over an hour at one point. Time they didn't get the ball back at the end of the third, right? They basically ran out the clock. Then you had in the third quarter, they were still moving the ball. They had to settle for a field goal, but I said these guys, Matt Ryan and his offense, are not getting any type of momentum, right? And they were still making like big plays here and there, like scattered apart, like on first and second downs. But when it came down to it, when the pressure was on third conversions, right? Not at all, man. I mean, look at this. Third down, 1 out of 8, man, on third downs. I mean, that's horrific. I don't know where people were getting this whole, they're just playing amazing. They're just at a whole another level. And I just said to myself, it's the third quarter. It's a three-possession game, right? And then the Patriots had to settle for a field goal. And at that point, I knew it's a two-possession game. And yeah, it's in the fourth quarter, but it's a two-possession game against a Falcons team that is not moving the ball. They're not running it. They're not running out the clock. 3 and outs, then they're punting. The Patriots are controlling the football game at that point. They outplayed the Falcons in the third and fourth quarter by a long shot. If it wasn't for the Patriots going for that stupid onside kick in the second half, because they weren't doing anything. Matt Ryan cost his team a big fumble, right, which the Patriots went on to score after that. A touchdown, by the way, very costly. And he also cost him a field goal because he got sacked way out of field goal range. That would have been 3 extra points his team would have had. Just those 2 sacks cost his team the game. I mean, at least contributed to it. Outside of the second quarter, what the hell? And having very good field position, right? And his wide receiver, Jones, was making some unbelievable catches. Outside of that, Ryan didn't do anything. The offense didn't do anything. They didn't do shit in the first quarter. They didn't do shit in the third or the fourth. And all this, they're clicking on all cylinders. They weren't clicking on shit. And their defense was huffing and puffing by the middle of the third quarter. Right? They were tired. I mean, they couldn't get off the field. We'll get 3 and outs, and his defense was back out in the fucking field. They got fucking tired. That's why they couldn't stop the Patriots in the end. They just couldn't stop them. He just felt the momentum coming. In a 2-possession game with a tired defense and an offense that's not helping them whatsoever, and people are calling the game on Facebook. I know you guys got to calm down. The Falcons got to do something offensively or another pick six or something because they got to stop this momentum. And surely enough, man, they scored, and I just felt it. Like I just knew they were going to get the 2-point conversion. And surely enough, they got the 2-point conversion, man. All right? And then, again, they got the ball back. They couldn't stop the Patriots, man. They were tired. They were done, right? The momentum has shifted away from them. They were on the field way too long, 40 minutes on the field, man. I mean, the way the Falcons were running the ball in the second quarter, you would think they would try to run the ball more in the second half. They didn't. It seemed to me like they wanted to score more, which of course you want to do, man. But with a lead like that, you got to drain that fucking clock, right? Drain the clock. give the smaller window to the Patriots. 3-possession game in the middle of the third. I have no idea why people were calling this game. And then it became a 2-possession game. And then they tied it, man. And as soon as they tied it, obviously, you're just looking at it on TV, man, but they were pumped up. Why wouldn't they? They just came back, right? And then the Falcons just looked drained and like, fuck just happened, right? And there you go, man. And again, as soon as they lost the coin toss, I knew it. Tired, they were done, right? They were on the field way too fucking long. Their offense did not help matters, right? And if you look at regular season, look how many points score in most of the games that they won. I mean, this is a team that lost games that they scored 28 points in shootouts against teams, and I couldn't depend on this defense, right? I mean, just think about this for a second, right? Obviously, it's coulda, woulda, shoulda, but to at the very least score a field goal when the fumble happened, right? That could have been 3-0 right there, right? Instead of it resulting then to a touchdown by the by the Falcons, right? Take away the pick six. Again, the Patriots were moving the ball. I mean, it's 3 points for the Patriots, at the very least. So one thing I noticed was while people were counting out the Patriots were still moving the ball, right? They were still possessing the ball, and whether they had to, settle for a field goal or whether it was having a punt, the reality was they were keeping the Falcons' offense, right? And then the Falcons were not converting on third downs outside of the second quarter. Outside of that, 3 and out, or they'll get a couple first downs and then punt again, and here comes Brady again. Sometimes they wouldn't even gain anything, right, on the run, but they would run it anyway. They just took their time, and the offense stayed cold on the sideline. The defense got tired, and that's what happened, man. I mean, at the end of the day, this is classic Belichick. That this is how he ran the defense under Bill Parcells. This was a strategy that was used against the Bills, against that amazing offense back in 1990, okay, or 91, whatever year it was when they were with the Giants. So this was tactically, obviously, I'm sure they were not planning the pick six and the fumble, and Ryan did have that one long drive in the second, right, where they scored, and then they obviously give away another 7 points, onside kick. But aside from that, I mean, the end game was get them tired, because once they're tired, you've slowed down the game. And if you give Brady time, and he'll pick you apart. I mean, it was just embarrassing. Over that last drive, I mean, there was no stopping them. None. They couldn't do anything. They had no answers whatsoever. Right? So that is that. Okay, that's the story, right? People look at points. You got to look at possessions in football. Possessions, right? It was a 3-possession game, and people were already doing videos. The memes were hilarious, but now, like, I mean, people were just going in on Brady. I wish they fucking lost. I really do, but there was just a feeling about it. I just had a feeling, and I just felt like, man, the Patriots are like just missing those passes. They're just missing the third down conversions. Like it felt like once they could get over that little hump they had going, once they could turn it a little bit, that tide, there was going to be no stopping them, and Did I think it was likely? No, but I thought they were going to make the game close, man. Like I thought, just like how it happened. I thought maybe it was going to be a little too late or something, but I felt like they were going to make a little bit of a comeback because it was all there. Even with all the mistakes they were making, the turnovers and missing an extra point and not getting the onside kick, I just felt like the offense of Atlanta was not clicking. They weren't. People were talking about the Patriots not being prepared. It seems to me like the Falcons defense came prepared because they were able to stop the Patriots for about, 2.5 quarters, at the very least, but their offense was not helping them. If just think about this, if the offense had just have kept the ball, time of possession, another 5 minutes, just that, another 5 minutes throughout the game, they would have won this game, in my opinion, anyway. I mean, that's just a stat, but the time of possession by the offense of the Falcons is dreadful. I mean, that's terrible. Okay, that's awful, man. And I have a feeling, I haven't even looked at the second half. Is it just me, or it seems like Matt Ryan and his offense were not really on the field much in the fourth quarter? I don't even remember any plays in the fourth quarter off the top of my head. It's almost like the Patriots just got control of the game, and then they got the coin toss, and and there you go. And that's the game, folks. That's all she wrote. All right? And these motherfuckers are fucking Super Bowl champions. But you know what? Fuck the Patriots anyway. How about that? I don't like them. Right? I don't like them, but you got to give them credit where credit's due. You know what I mean? But what are you going to do? Right? Are they going to repeat? I don't know the repeat, but I think they'll be back to the Super Bowl, to be honest. They already have the systems in place, man. There's no Peyton Manning to stop Brady right now, which was one of the reasons Brady didn't make it to more Super Bowls is because of Peyton Manning and Roethlisberger, right? But I don't know, man. The Steelers need a little more work, in my opinion. They might have a chance. We'll see, right? Well, I don't know. The Steelers might surprise people next year, but in the offseason. But I think the Patriots will be back. The question is, who are they going to play, man? The NFC is more unpredictable to me. I mean, yeah, people are talking about the Raiders, but I don't know about that. The NFC is just unpredictable. I don't know, man. The Panthers could go back, right? People are sleeping on the Panthers. They had a horrible year, but they could be back. And Rodgers and the Packers could maybe go back. We'll see. The Cowboys, right? Maybe. So we'll see, man. But I think there's a very good chance for the first time in a long time, since the Patriots actually, we may see back-to-back champions, right? That hasn't happened in a while, so we'll see. All right. Anyway, that's my game recap. Look at possessions, man. Peace.